talk with mine because I'm half Italian, so. You ready? Welcome to this week's edition of the Chris and Jeff Show. Good news for yet another week. Chris Gooden's behind the camera with no microphone. I'm here with Brady Jenson. This is our segment we traditionally call 10 questions, but I didn't write anything, so this is going to be somewhere between 5 and 12 questions for Brady Jenson. So,
do you
Brady,
know what I have to do now to make the little cover for this?
You have to.
I'm going to have to write somewhere between 5 and 12 questions.
You just have to remember you're not wearing a mic and keep your mouth shut over there. So anyway, Brady Jenson, your name popped up here in the racing program a few years back. We'll get 2 questions to start out. Where are you originally from, and how did you get involved in racing?
So I'm from Iowa. I grew up in racing the Iowa fairs, and I'm 3rd generation. My parents met doing this, and I grew up racing the Iowa fairs, like I said, which then turned into running Aces Harness Park in Minnesota.
So the red and white colors, is that your pick, or was that from your family?
So we have a little bit of a mix. My mom was red and yellow. My dad was blue and white. Then when my older brother, started taking things over a little bit, he was red and black. So I stuck with the red theme, but I wanted to go with a little bit more white involved, red and white.
Now, you mentioned your brother. I do see other Jenson names in the racing program, so you're out there racing against family members.
Yeah, we, we're a team back home, and but we do race against each other every now and then, and right now he's got 14 head back there, and I got about 12 out here, so we're a team, but yeah, we get a little competitive on the track every now and then.
How did you come up with the decision to make the move to the Meadows? How did you pick this track, and what led you to look for another place outside of Minnesota?
So I think it was about 4 years ago, I decided to race elsewhere after running Aces, and I was just hanging out in the barns at running Aces, and my buddy Rick McGee had already decided to come out to the Meadows, so I decided to come out here with him, and I like this track because a lot of non-winners, 1s, 2s, condition claimers is the kind of horses I had at the time, and I still run with that theme, and this track fits that well.
Now, we don't see you much as a driver here, but I think you do a little more driving when you're back home. Is that correct?
Yeah, running Aces, I grew up driving there, and I've kind of established myself there. I catch drive there. I drive my whole stable. And when I came out here, originally when I just had about 4 or 5, I was driving my own. And then the more horses I got, the more I realized what an advantage it is to put down, the professional catch drivers out here. And I've had a lot more success doing that, so I'm really focused on just training a good stable and leaving the driving up to them.
When I read the horses' names in the winner's circle, I always mention the pedigree briefly, and I mention the name of the stallion that sired the horse. And I'm used to all these Pennsylvania and Ohio sires. When one of your horses wins, it's oftentimes a horse that I've never heard of. How is the breeding program out there? I mean, certainly, even though they're names that aren't familiar, clearly there's some good horses because you're bringing in horses from the Midwest and they're winning here.
Yeah, the Iowa breds, they race just at the fairs, so they don't really ever see a pari-mutuel start most of the time until after their 3-year-old fair season is over, which ends, usually beginning of October. And I buy a lot of those horses and bring them out here, and they could be really nice horses with 10 wins, and they still fit non-winners 1 pari-mutuel. So it's really a good program back there, and it's been a really good pipeline for me.
Compare running Aces to the Meadows, as far as I know they're both same size tracks, but obviously there's going to be some differences.
Yeah, running Aces is there's a lot less horses there. It's a small backside. We raced 3 days a week for 4 months, and it's not easy there. I mean, anywhere you race is tough right now, but I would say it's definitely a little tougher out here than it is back at running Aces.
Now, we're hearing rumors around here that you may stay here. Where's that in the decision process? Where are you at with that right now? I
wake up thinking about it, and I go to sleep trying to make the decision, and I'm still undecided right now. It's tough. I got my family back there with Minnesota and Iowa bred babies, and but I really like it out here. It's tough to leave right now, and like I said, I'm undecided.
Now, how do you address the other rumor that Steph does all the work?
That's mostly true. Mostly true. She's the engine to the system and keeps everything running smooth in the barn. Keeps me in and out on the track and gets out on the track herself every now and then too. And it's not a false rumor. She's the engine.
So what's the future for you? I mean, I know as far as right now trying to make that decision, but where do you see yourself racing in 5 years, 10 years? Do you want to just continue to kind of keep this type of a stable, or do you want to expand, look for more owners and grow this?
I really want to grow it. I want to do the best I can to put myself in position to keep growing my numbers and quality, and it just takes time. And I really hope, in the next, few years to keep building a really good overnight stable, and then maybe eventually have enough success to go into more of the well-bred stakes babies type of thing.
Now, you mentioned fairs. If you stay around here, do you think we might see you out on the fair circuit around here with some younger horses?
I don't have any Pennsylvania bred 2 or 3 year olds, so probably not. I'd probably just stick around here, yeah, race right here at the track. And
but you could see that something as in the future.
yeah, I mean, if I start getting some babies out here, then I would, strive for, racing the stallion or the sire stakes. But like I said, I grew up on the fair, so I have no problem going to the fairs.
Brady Jenson, thanks for joining me
Yep.
today. Find out a little bit more about your stable. That's about it for this week's edition of the Chris and Jeff Show. We'll see you next time. Is that 10 questions yet, Chris? Did we get there?
I haven't been counting.
You haven't been counting.
I'm kind of half asleep over here today.
He's just a human tripod over there today, just holding the camera.